What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my review of Married at First Sight, season 10, episode 15. Lord, we are almost to the end of this season. I really do appreciate you guys joining me. You know, I know we are all going through this rough time, and if we can just sit down and talk about mindless TV, then why not? So welcome back. If you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And with that, let's get started. So this week, like I said, was episode 15, and I don't know what it was called. I can't remember, but I do know that it was it's the range of like 7 down to 2 days before decision day, and they are finishing up, packing up and leaving from the couples retreat, and then each couple or each individual goes and talks to family or friends, and then they have their kind of final dinner together before decision day. Let's just start with Taylor and Brandon slash just Taylor. Why is she still there? Why is she still at the couples retreat? Why is she there as the couples are leaving? Jessica and Austin. Like, why are you there, Taylor? You have no reason to be there. When Brandon left, even if you stayed the night, you should have left the next day. Like, she is such an opportunist. I feel like she's looking to be discovered. She's there for cameras. And she's just selfish. It's all about her. And during breakfast, she's down there with the little bralette bathing suit. It wasn't warm enough for anybody to be swimming. So why do you have on what looks to be a bikini top? It was really a bra and some sweats or leggings or whatever. And like, you're doing too much. You gotta go. She needs to go. When she left, she went and talked to her friends, and her friends are not good for her. Somebody's cutting their grass right now. I've waited all morning to do this, and now they want to cut their grass. Taylor's friends do not hold her accountable for her actions. She told this entire story about what happened at the couples retreat, and she kindly omitted the part when she stayed out all night. I wonder if they were the friends that she stayed out all night with. She did not tell them how she, cursed him out, cursed Brandon out, called him out of his name, and she didn't tell them about how she held him hostage in the bathroom. So they're allowing her to be selfish and one-sided. They are feeding into her, it's all Brandon's, and it's not. We know it's not, and she just really should own up to her antics. Like, she's wrong. Why doesn't she go talk to her family? Why is it that she goes and talks to her friends all the time? Her mother, and wasn't it her mother and her aunt? Why hasn't she gone to talk to them about it? Because they know she's a selfish little brat, and everything has to be about her. So she said that Brandon said he's not coming back to film on camera, and he'll only be around her if the cameras are not. And he thinks that the production is pitting them against each other. Whatever, Brandon. It's not. Y'all are bad together. It doesn't matter if the cameras are on, the cameras are off. You guys are bad together. Brandon needs a man. Freudian slip. Maybe not. Taylor needs a man who is into social media like she is. Like, she's all about optics, and she wants to be in front of the cameras. She wants to be in front of, she wants to be visible. She wants to be seen. And she needs a man that wants to be that, or wants her as arm candy. He needs to be as into social media as she is. So we see that they have been kind of hooking up off camera. There's security cameras in the apartment, which is probably a good thing, because who knows if one of them will blow up and what could possibly happen. So Brandon has been coming over and whatever, and she's trying to act like everything is peachy keen, but I think it's just about being visible for her, and I do think she wants to maybe get sex out of him. Whatever the case may be, they should not be together. We're on episode 15, and we should not still be talking about Brandon and Taylor. So yeah, we didn't get his side. We didn't see him go talk to any family or friends, and Taylor's friends just allowed her to be the victim. They called him a child, immature, and that's just unfair, because you're only getting one side of the story. So it looks like they're going to go through with decision day. I'm wondering if Brandon will show up, because he doesn't want to be in front of the cameras. He wants an apology from production. Well, he owes them an apology, first of all. But if he doesn't get an apology, then he won't show his face on camera again. Okay, more power to him. So sad that he won't show his face on camera again. We'll get over it, right? That's Taylor and Brandon. Up next is Jessica and Austin. And up until this point, they have been two lovebirds in a nest, just coasting along, right? But Jessica is, in her controlling ways, is finding a way to turn Austin off. And his biggest issue is she keeps coming down on his job. Now, he already said he's just started this new career and he has to do what he has to do to make it work. She knew this early on. Now, what he's saying, the way he's interpreting it, is that she's not supporting his career choices, and it's a control thing for her. Like, she can't stand them not being together all the time. They've been together all the time since the wedding. They moved into their space together, so they have been together. And I remember back when at the reception, when they talked to, everybody talked to each other's family or friends, and her friends told him, she has a control issue, and you have to be very specific with her for her to let things go and move on with things. And it's a control issue. So Jessica had lunch or dinner with her twin, and Austin had drinks or something with a friend. Was it a friend, or I don't remember who the person was, but and his thing is, the being pressured into saying I love you. That's another issue for him. And it's the words for him. Like, he's showing all of the signs of being in love or headed towards love. But again, we're only at 8 weeks. He's protecting himself. And his friend said, he overthinks things a lot, and he probably should just, if he feels it, then go ahead and say it. I feel like if he says it, it's just satisfying her need to be in control of the moment. You have to say it back to me. And now that he has not said it back to her, then what does that mean? Like, she's over processing it all. I think I don't think they will say no on decision day, either one of them. I think they will figure out how to work through it. But she's going to have to loosen up on how controlling she has to understand that even though Austin is her husband, he does not have to make every move that she makes, when she makes it, and how she makes it. Like, saying, okay, I'm ready to go to bed, let's turn the lights off. Like, I don't think me and my husband have ever gone to bed at the same time just because I say I'm tired or he says he's tired. Like, if you're tired and you want to go to bed. See you in the morning. Love you. Bye. Like, she's going to have to loosen up some of that control. So, yeah, that's Jessica and Austin. Katie and Derek, or Mika and Michael. Bad and bad, or worse and worse? Katie and Derek. Let's go down. So, what's up with Katie's attitude? Like, she really thinks that she's the shit. Her attitude stinks. She's acting like a spoiled brat, but I noticed that she's like that with her parents. Like, she's just bitchy and bratty, and so she thought that stopping for the turtle was showing him that she wants to be more childlike and bring out the child in her and be more adventurous. And okay, maybe it did, but Derek is a very smart guy. Like, he's figuring her out, and he said so. Okay, so Derek is a very smart guy, and he's reading all and listening to all the signs that Katie is throwing, and she said to him at least 3 different times throughout the episode that I'm not going to choose you, in so many words. We know, even if she says yes on decision day, they're not going to last, because he keeps throwing things at her that makes her, I don't think she's second guessing. I think she's feeling a little guilty about what she's doing. And Derek said it. He said, I think Katie is making up things so that she doesn't have to say yes on decision day, or something like that. I can't remember his exact words because the show was a couple days ago. She said she's makes some comments about she doesn't feel special and she doesn't feel fulfilled, but yet every time he calls her he calls her bluff. Like, he does things when they on their 1 month anniversary, when he got all those pictures, they showed the flashback of that, when he got all those pictures of her from her parents, that is showing being, you know, how special she is to him. He does things all the time. She has a block up because she does not intend to stay with him. So her using this, I don't feel special, I don't feel fulfilled. She said to her dad, he's immature, he's a boy dad. Like, she's a girl, she's a kid, you're the kid, he's more mature than you are. He wasn't what she pictured, but she's not willing to give it a chance. Derek is not the guy for her, and I just want him to, if they don't stay together, I really hope that he finds somebody that appreciates him, and what he's offering. Like, he's gonna be hurt if this doesn't work, and it's gonna be her fault. He said that he felt something for her, like it could be love, and he wants to give it time to grow and mature, and she's just not. She swears she is the shit, and she is not. The way she looks at him, the way she rolls her eyes when he talks. He gives her compliments all the time, and her compliments in return is what he's not. So, I mean, honestly, I don't want him to stay with her. I hope she says yes and he says no. Wouldn't that be fun? That's not nice, but whatever. She's not nice, so oh well. Mika and Michael. I'm just so over them. Okay. Am I over? I don't know what it is about them. But what I do know is they don't need to be together. They don't need to be with each other. They don't like each other. They don't like each other. He can't communicate. She over communicates. And they will not, neither one of them will budge. They're clearly not on the same page if they both think that they've been carrying their relationship for the past 5.5, 6 and however many weeks they've been in this. Michael really thinks that he's carried this relationship for the past 5.5 weeks. Does he really? Maybe it's a bunch of editing and stuff like that make us believe that he just doesn't want to talk to her. But they haven't talked. They didn't talk the whole time they were at the couples retreat. They go on this apple picking thing, and again, maybe it was production, maybe it was editing. But did he not have anything to say to her? Was that not the time that he could have expressed how he felt when his uncle passed and she didn't respond the way he thought she would respond? And didn't Pastor Cal kind of jump in and say, it is hard for somebody to show affection and compassion to somebody who has not been honest and upfront, and they are in kind of a rocky relationship with. Now, I think it's easier for that to happen for a couple who maybe have been together a while and they're in the middle of an argument and something like that happens. Of course, it would be easier to be more sympathetic in the moment. But Mika has such a wall up. Like, it's not even just a wall anymore. It is a steel cage over her. I know that, his uncle passing is probably most likely a real thing. And he probably was feeling very real emotions in that moment. But because he's been so deceiving to her, in that moment, she possibly felt bamboozled again. It's not like she could not have found out or did not find out or did not know for sure about the passing. But in that moment, in that one moment when he felt like he needed her sensitivity and tenderness, as he said, the most, her mind could have been saying, oh my God, is this real? Michael is kind of like the boy who cried wolf. Like, he's lied so much and so much and so much that when something real happens, i.e. the passing of his uncle, it's hard to trust if it's real. I'm just saying. And so for him to hold the whole you weren't there for me in that moment, and the whole sensitivity and tenderness, and you didn't hold that against her the entire weekend without ever saying anything about it, I think was very immature. I do think that was very immature, and he could have handled it differently, the way that she could have handled that moment differently. But we didn't see that moment. We can only take his word for it. We don't know what she did or didn't do. I didn't like that Mika used Taylor as her sounding board the whole weekend, because Taylor's intentions are not good for her. Taylor is very one-sided. So she's not going to hold Mika accountable, whether Michael is right or wrong. She's not going to hold Mika accountable for her own action. But I think they've been there for each other this whole time. Mika met with her mom, and Michael met with his sister. And I must say I love his sister, because she is what Taylor's friends needed to be. Like, she wasn't justifying Mika's actions, but she was explaining to him that because this, that, and the other thing has happened, perhaps this is why she couldn't be. And so she's making him accountable for, she even asked him, Mika mentioned to me that, things you say aren't always truthful. Why is that? Like, own up to why. Explain why you do this. Because maybe if you say it, can understand, say it out loud. Sometimes we say things out loud and we can hear it ourselves versus in our heads. It makes more sense. It's clearer to us when we hear it out loud. I love the way she, communicated with him. And, you could tell it was with love. Like, she was very loving, but also saying to him, I'm glad that you have, that you're understanding where your faults are. She's like, I knew that you had some things that you needed to work on, and now that you see them, hopefully you're able to address them. I loved her for that. Mika's mother didn't really give her that much. She just pretty much said to her, I stand behind you in whatever decision you make. I trust your judgment, and whatever you do, I'm with you. She didn't blame either one of them, but she also didn't hold either one of them accountable, And then we get to them having their dinner the night before decision day. And he says he put in his 2-week notice at his job. So you don't have that job anymore, or you're leaving that job again? And I feel like he's living a different life outside of, even off the cameras and outside of her, because like she said, this is his 3rd job change in the 7 weeks that they've been together, and you've discussed none of this with your wife. And he doesn't feel comfortable. Well, then you don't feel comfortable being married at all. Like, I think all of Mika's questions were valid. Would he do this with somebody that he liked? I think it's just because he doesn't like me. A matter of their intimacy level. I think he feels like being vulnerable with him, showing tenderness and caring to him equates to physical love, because she does not. I mean, I've seen her hold his hand, but I think he wants sex. And because he doesn't have that physical connection with her, he doesn't feel like he needs to share anything about his life with her, because she's not going to be in it. She's not his choice. I mean, and that's fine. Like, she cannot be his choice, but I feel like he needs to say it. Like, stop beating around the bush and get straight to the point. He just doesn't know how to communicate he doesn't know how to communicate honestly. And I wonder if that would change with somebody that he likes, somebody that he chooses on his own. Would he be honest with them? Would he share? Like, vulnerability is his favorite word. Would he be vulnerable with somebody who he has chosen? I don't know. So that's it. That sums up my review of episode 15. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I do appreciate you guys watching. I hope you all are staying safe and following the guidelines and rules in your area for this social distancing. And all right, guys, thanks again. I will see you next week. Next week is decision day, right? I will see you next week. Same time, same place. Be safe. Peace.